Večerašnja izložba prvo je formalno otvorenje ovogodišnjeg 19. svjetskog festivala animiranog filma Animafest Zagreb, koji počinje večeras svečanim otvorenjem ponovno u kinu Europa, upravo projekcijom filma čiju izložbu imate priliku ovdje vidjeti. S nama su ovdje dragi gosti koji su stalni, mogu bi reći, gosti Animafesta koji nam se rado vraćaju, pa bi ja prepustila riječ umjetničkom direktoru festivala Krešimiru Zimoniću i zamolila ga da ih predstavi.
This opening also open with the film that these drawings.
Pa eto, ovo je jedna od izložbi, drugi put da je radimo u suradnji sa Olkom i vjerojatno do sad najbolja izložba barem po meni. Nekoliko reći o Prittu Pärnu, on se pojavio negdje krajem 80-ih godina, odnosno bio je njegov film Doručak na travi prikazan je u Zagrebu 1988. gdje je osvojio čak 3 nagrade uključujući Grand Prix. Nakon toga, zapravo, taj film je bio pravo iznenađenje i oduševio nas je sve. Došao je iz onog što bi rekli Sovjetskog saveza i bio je, ajmo reći, kritički malo nastrojen prema onom režimu. Mislili smo da se radi o ruskom autoru, ispostavilo se kasnije da je pitanju Estonac. Film kao da je došao iz bunkera tada, i bilo je neizvjesno hoće li se taj čovjek ikada više pojaviti sa nekim filmom. Međutim, u idućih godina Pritt nas je oduševljavao sa novim filmovima, a osim toga pokazalo se da je izvanredan i karikaturist, ilustrator, grafičar, dakle nije mu ovaj medij likovni stran, pa je onda opet krajem 90-ih s jednim fenomenalnim filmom opet osvojio Grand Prix u Zagrebu, da bi prošle godine mu uručili nagradu za životno djelo na našem festivalu. Uglavnom mislili smo da smo ga se riješili s tom nagradom. Nevjerojatno, ali istinito, on je našao neku novu inspiraciju u životu, a ona je tu očito i prisutna. Napravio još jedan fenomenalan film koji nije kratak, nije ni predugačak, ali ulazi u ovu našu dugometražnu koncepciju, pa smo ga morali poslati ponovo da to prevedi više.
Because apparently he found new inspiration, and right here. And it's not a feature film, it's not quite short, but it's managed to fit into our trend competition.
Očigledno je da zajedno potpisuju film, znači zajedno su ga radili i Olgina uloga je u tom filmu očito neprocjenjiva. Radi se po meni o potpuno novom, svježem, mladom Pritt Pärnu, što ljubav sve to ne treba.
Olga's influence is obviously undeniable because now we're dealing with a new, fresh Pärn film, and love and its influence cannot be denied.
And Olga has an amazing role because they create them together.
A kako su ga radili, najbolje nam oni objasniti.
And the way you created it, it's best that you describe yourself.
Thank you. First of all, thank you. Thank you. No, first of all, for me, since time to be in Zagreb, how you say, a place for me. I was smaller, but also in 2004 and tried to couple of months, so I love Zagreb, pictures hanging on the wall, but all the walls kind of picture, and how they are closed.
Ovo je moj 6. put da sam u Zagrebu i volim biti ovdje i Zagreb voli mene. Drago mi je da ste napravili ovu izložbu i zahvaljujem vam se i trudu koju uložim u nju.
Konkurencije u 10 nastupa masi drugi. Nadam se da ćete nam se pridružiti tijekom cijelog tjedna festivala od 2. do 7. lipnja u kinima Europa i Netflix. Hvala lijepo.
Sometimes I'm an idiot. I don't want to be an idiot, but I want to be an angel. So that's what the film is about. And there's music by Tom Waits, and Big Martini. And I did all the drawings myself, about 25,000 drawings. And yesterday, what's up good workshop? Everybody knows.
Ono što je zanimljivo da ovo izdanje zapravo dominiraju, odnosno najzanimljiviji su filmovi koji nisu napravljeni u Europi, jer je Europa napravila jako puno filmova.
Ja nju sretnem, ona valjda tada danas došla, budi nešto.
Što vas vidimo u Olinka Vištica, stare posjetitelje, nove posjetitelje Animafesta.
Poštovane dame i gospodo, uvaženi gosti i autori, dragi predstavnici Grada Zagreba i Ministarstva kulture, dragi ljubitelji filma i animacije, dobrodošli na otvorenje 19. svjetskog festivala animiranog filma Animafest Zagreb. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear guests and authors, dear representatives of the city of Zagreb and the Ministry of Culture, dear film and animation devotees, welcome to the opening of the 19th World Festival of Animated Film Animafest Zagreb. Večerašnjom ceremonijom i filmskim programom započinjemo dugometražno izdanje jednog od najstarijih i najcijenjenijih festivala animacije. Tijekom 6 festivalskih dana u kinima Europa i Movieplex imat ćete priliku vidjeti više od 40 filmova iz recentne svjetske produkcije, kao i filmove koji se već smatraju klasicima animacije. Tonight's ceremony pripremala, stoga pozivam producentice Animafesta, Budisavljević i Olinku Višticu da mi se pridruže. You will hear more about the program and the festival itself from the people in charge of preparing it, and therefore I invite the festival producers, Budisavljević and Olinka Vištica, to join me on stage.
Dobro večer svima. Mi smo zapravo samo htjeli vidjeti kako nam stoje medo i zeko. Ja mislim da ja imam vuka i da me stoji izvršno. Moj zeko nije loš.
Good evening everyone. We actually only wanted to see how these lovely characters suit us, and we think that they suit us pretty well.
Ali sad bi ipak trebali reći nešto, par rečenica bez kojih nijedan festival ne može. Probat ćemo.
But now we will still have to say a couple of sentences about the festival, without which no festival opening can go, and we will try.
Ovogodišnji Animafest spremali smo tijekom cijele godine zajedno sa velikom festivalskom ekipom i velikom ljubavlju, a prije svega divljenjem prema svijetu mašte u kojem ćete moći uživati tijekom ovih 7 festivalskih dana.
During the past year, we have been preparing this festival with a large festival team and with great love and admiration for this wonderful imaginative world and the millions of images that you will be seeing at this year's festival.
Protekla godina bila je iznimno uspješna za hrvatsku animaciju. Naši autori Simon Bogojević-Narad, Veljko Popović i Davor Međurečan nizali su nagrade na festivalima poput Clermont Ferrana, Annecyja i Meknesa.
Last year was extremely
Stoga uživajte u filmovima, u izložbama i u radionicama. Nemoj zaboraviti domjenke, da. To je malo skromnije.
Enjoy the films, enjoy the exhibitions, enjoy the workshops we prepared for you, and of course, let's not forget receptions and parties.
Sada se još moramo zahvaliti onima koji su nam najviše pomogli, a to je prije svega Gradski ured za kulturu, obrazovanje i šport, Hrvatski audiovizualni centar i naš telekom partner Pritt. Bi se neko zaboravio?
Ja bih se zahvalila našim partnerima Zagreb filmu, u čijim uredima je nastao ovaj festival. Možda je tijekom ove zime bilo malo hladno, ali do godine nadamo se grijanju. Dajte na grijanju.
We would like to thank our sponsors and partners without which we would not be able to prepare or organize this festival, the City Office for Education, Culture and Sport of the City of Zagreb, Croatian Audiovisual Center, and our telecom partner BNet. And of course we would like to thank our partner Zagreb Film, whose offices have kept us cold throughout the preparation of this festival, and we hope we will get this heating up till next winter.
Do sljedeće zime uživajte.
Hvala Dani i Olinki, a sada bih pozvala umjetničkog direktora festivala, gospodina Krešimira Zimonića, da nam se obrati s nekoliko riječi. The art director of the festival, Mr. Krešimir Zimonić.
Tražio sam autore da mi objasne koja je svrha ovog performansa. Ja sam mislio da je to ono, slika govori više od 1000 riječi, međutim, da se više ipak radi o onome šta vam se može dogoditi ako i dalje budete pušili cigaretu. Vi ćete mediju i tako napolišiti.
I asked the authors to explain the purpose of this performance. I thought they
Pozdravio bih sve vas koji ste došli, prijatelje animacije, profesionalce, autore, umjetnike, posebno goste koji su nam došli iz svih krajeva svijeta, sa svih kontinenata. Program je vrlo bogat, veći nego ikada, kad je u pitanju dugometražno izdanje Animafesta, tako da se on približio u svom velikom, znači postaje pravi festival. Imamo filmova van konkurencije, u konkurenciji, odnosno u natjecanju, znači festival mora imati to nekako malo takmičarski dio, 10-ak filmova je znači u natjecanju, 2 ćete vidjeti večeras, jedan ovog performansa, a drugi ovih 11 i toga preporučujem, budući da je to europska premijera, dobili smo prvu kopiju i samo ga jedno možemo vrtiti, sutradan već ide na neki drugi festival. Vjerojatno ste dobili glasačke listiće, svi možete glasati, odnosno ocjenjivati naše filmove, to vam neće biti teško jer ste navikli ovih dana glasati u Zagrebu. A za ove stručne nagrade pozvali smo stručne ljude koji će kao žiri ocijeniti filmove. Dobili smo nekoga iz Slovenije, ali kad smo blokirali pregovore, odlučili smo se da ne bira u Švedsku. Ona je autorica mnogo filmova, nagradili smo njezin duži film na prvom izdanju animacije. Filmove uglavnom radi sa svojim suprugom. Lotta Gettenbaum.
Lotta Gettenbaum.
Žirija dolazi iz jedne od najvećih zemalja na svijetu, to je Kina, ona je u velikoj ekspanziji, u svemu, pa tako i animaciji. Gospođa koja je u žiriju je profesorica na sveučilištu u Pekingu, to je bila prva škola za animaciju tamo, a i šire, i dolazi na svim klasima.
Tanja, možeš se zamoliti samo malo? First two films in competition yesterday, Pritt and Olga Pärn, with Life of Olga Pärn, and Dubravko with Boogie, as it also. We will give first the word to Pritt and Olga. and then we have a translator because Gustavo is speaking in Spanish, and we'll translate, or maybe we'll see. Maybe some trivia, maybe, but we should concentrate really on the process of making, on the maybe also financial part, maybe artistic. It's up to you how you lead the debate. Life of Gabriela. Life without Gabriela, sorry. And actually, the first thing that Olga was still Olga Marchenko when was finishing the film, because it was in the credits, and now it's Olga Pärn. Actually, working on a film together. My first question is how was this experience of being a duo before you were all working by yourself on your films? Does this tandem work? Could you explain a little bit how the idea came out and then the process of work that you do? How you gave each other like jobs on the film? Yeah? Please.
Actually, I never work alone on film. I always work in the studio, and almost in every my film I use color artists. So I make graphic design, I make design for moving objects. But my friend, he's a painter, he built up this world of color. And having in studio on this film, we have now 5 animators, seven, 10 in-betweeners. We clean up the people the same, then people doing computer work. So I am used to this film is collecting that. With Olga, it was what was new for me, that we really built up this visual world totally together. Nowadays, in drawing film, everything, how we're working, everything after in between, it's happening in the computer. It means that our work was mainly sitting on monitor and moving pieces on screen, putting together this visual world. It was our first film together. When we came to Tallinn, we made 2 minutes film. It was, for me, it was a new experience because we did this just we two, and it was made under the camera. It was chalk and drawing and glass. But it was a small film, just 2 minutes.
We presented the film at Animafest last year as a part of your
Yes.
But still, like, do you develop the idea together when you meet? Like, you found this CD by the Italian singer Gabriela Ferri. Could you tell us a little bit?
I don't found this. I had first 1 CD, and then 2, and then 3 CDs. A lot of years ago. So first time I saw it was some kind of music film about Gabriela. I saw this from Finnish TV, because at the time it was in the 70s. So, and then it was maybe 15 years later, at some airport in taxi, I saw that, oh, the CD of the same Gabriela Ferri. And it was very often in summer, when the sun is shining, and sitting in the balcony and drinking wine, and then we play Gabriela Ferri like one.
I'm asking, what was the
having messages in my film? I think the message in my film is no message about me or now about us, that we're existing and we made such a film. I think animation is too expensive and too slow media to make just for some message. What the message should be? One sentence of be good or don't destroy nature or don't eat dogs. No, it's very message.
Did you accept this immediately when you met Pritt? I mean, you share this idea as well in terms of animation and that message, and direct message?
We didn't discuss this exactly this. Just like first time when we met Pritt, we had no any wish to make anything more. He was in such kind of situation in his life. So, and I was shocked that the big master don't want to break it again. But the time passed, and so he had some idea that we tried to make something together, and I was very happy then that he started to have an idea to make something. So, like for this 2 minutes, I think there is some message, but it's other way than direct. Somebody say to you that please save the forest. It's like the message is just more like the poetry started to read two
voices.
Two voices, and after they are very distant in the beginning, and you have Estonian voice and the voice of girl speaking Estonian with Russian accent strong. So after that they became closer and closer, and so they destroyed the meaning of poem, which is mean the poem tell there some it not tell the story, but you understand.
It's almost impossible to explain, because then we have to explain Estonian history and so on. We made this for Estonian market.
No, but after that, these two voices become more closer and closer, and after that you feel this erotic game and very strong warmth. So you see that you can say that the message is that. So after that you just feel it.
But always, if you say this message in loud voice, you destroy it.
Yeah.
The beauty of animation is that I can do things, but it's me, it's bottled, but maybe it's not bottled. Now, if I say that this is a bottle, it's poetry or mystery is gone.
It's like, Margit. This is not on people.
And about, maybe about this soul message or big art and so on. The first idea for me to make film, it was because Olga, she is a Belarusian citizen, and she need visa, and she need job and living permission to live in Estonia. So to get Olga to Estonia, and both we need to create some business.
And to start a job immediately.
Yeah.
The warmth of the body and the touch. I know that everybody can understand your film in a personal way.
We even talk about this, that the name of the film would be hand. Because if you're thinking, hand having quite strong position, the touching is of the boy having his hand with his plaster, this girl we called Belka. She had some magnetic hand. So I'm touching also, they going to play this erotic game, try to create this in an unusual way. They're just touching, and it's in the beginning of film maybe find that, if you're going to watch this film and you know that it's 44 minutes, and you can see that going like this and going like this, or you're thinking, oh my God, it's like 40 minutes. And then if you finding that some other elements. Yeah. So it's kind of strategy how to build up the story. And the story is just towards them and going wider and wider and wider, finding out from this background. But these words, I think.
Why did you feel the need to put the words in this?
It's giving kind of you're going to look for meaning of this word, and you're looking with a different eye with what's happening. It's not chapters, no. It's and it's not regular. Sometimes they're coming. For example, this gentle, almost irresistible touch. And then next is irresistible touch. Almost irresistible touch is spider in the stomach of this woman. Yeah? And then this person, quite in the end, we call him thief. Probably you already understood that it's thief. Not to say again that it's thief, but maybe then you already don't believe that it's just, maybe it's less, maybe something different, never showing his face, then the same thing. It's kind of same thing, but if you're going to explain, again, it's getting too clear and boring. Something is, you're just feeling that we need to do this here.
Okay, now like maybe the most problematic part for me when I was watching this is when we had the neighbors coming, because it really cut some rhythm completely, and then when now you were saying you just need to put something in at the right moment in the film. Do you think that with neighbors, and neighbors means pain, also pain which is body pain, like putting the finger in the eye, or really like this is recurring in Pritt film that we see the human pain direct many times, brutal pain. But with the neighbors part, like you just wanted to give a kind of reverb in a way, going away from the kind of linear and rhythmic way of telling the story. Until that moment, it was something like 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes, and the neighbors, which is telling us completely new story.
If it would be live action film or some novel, I think such kind of question would be crazy. Approaching to animation is such kind of animation. It's made in the language of short animation, mainly feature length animation. They are imitating live action language. In some book or live action feature film, it's quite used such kind I don't know, call this trick or how when you come into some fight something, it's this piece of neighbors coming when finally you see going around of this woman and then catching her. Now you expecting what's happening now. And I'm going to tell something what is, you see that it's not connecting protocol to this. But finally this story of neighbors, it's coming out and it's connected to this new, strange personage, movie loser, getting message. What from the idea came? Maybe
we have octopus.
But mainly this now for me it seems quite exciting, and it's used in films. For example, if I'm sitting here and looking out from window, there are some people coming, they're meeting, or one giving something from us, they're going out. I don't know what it was. What was the situation? It's just it's I'm looking it's frame of life. It's like see, but they're going out and I, with my imagination, can create some stories. Coming back to my school. So we find that it's nice that he's climbing on the wall and just looking to this window and you can see what happens there. At that point he continues.
Olga, tell us.
What about this neighbors? After that we decided to put it on the film. After that I read the book of Umberto Eco, the Oxford Collection, his Oxford Collection, and inside he was telling different techniques in literature, how to build the different system of building stories, you can say. And one of the technologies is that it was existed for a very long time ago, and in the classic Italian literature it was very popular actually, that you have some very pink situation.
The situation with high tension.
With high tension, like we came to this thin woman, and after that, like you had this, like this teeth work around the woman. You feel that, yeah, it's growing and it's the maximum point. After that, you made these neighbors, or it's like Umberto Eco, he did some examples from literature that it was some situation on the road, and the writer, he started to explain the history of robbers actually in Italy for 100 years. Yeah, so it took like something like 20 pages, but for that moment he took you on the line, so you have this feeling what was happening here, and so you are ready to be up more. So it existed actually, this technology. And I think for our film it was we need it, so it stayed.
Please listen to me and let's try to do it in a different way.
You know, Pritt, he is very rare person for not only for that but for that also, because like he had
the moment on the stage where we didn't know if it's European or world, and actually we were happy that it was the world. Even the 35mm print was freshly came from the studio, and actually already today, this morning, left for Annecy, where is actually also kind of one of the first films opening the Annecy Festival competition as well. Let's maybe hear, Gustavo, about your work before and about how you came to animation film first. This is your first time to Zagreb, and
yes.
So to let you know a little bit better.
No, I will try, and when
okay.
I lose my work. When I was a child, I liked to draw, and I asked to my father to construct a table to animate, but I never learned how to make animation with a professional team or something like that. And I began to go to the cinema groups, and I started in the Institute of Cinematographic Art in Argentina, and I received like a director, and I met, yes, live action director. I made a short film, and always mixing the two techniques, shooting and have a lot of special effects. Or my first short was the short was shooting with maquettes, like a stop motion short. I made a horror movie when I finished my career, and I began to work in publicity and television. And in this step, I mix the two techniques too. I made a commercial film with animation and live action, and made for television a lot of things with a lot of special effects. In Argentina, I have the proud of good to try with, for example, motion control or things like that, that they are very expensive and it's very strange to can use it if you are not doing commercial films. Advertisement, I talk about advertisement. That they are trying to make it, the film, and I love movie. When I was kid in Argentina, there are a state, a province named Córdoba. It's in the middle of the country, and I used to went to vacation with my parents when I have 8 years old, and I looking for a magazine who only edit there, who has Muy Gracioso, the first place who has edited.
Let's explain this. Muy Gracioso is a comic book, it's a character drawn by Roberto Mataković, which is not so known in Europe as it is in Argentina, but it's one of the most important comic artists that he was working in the 50s, 1950.
Yes, Boogie began to edit it in the 70s to the 90s in Argentina, and in Mexico in the 90s, in Colombia in the 90s, in Spain too. Boogie? I don't know. There was publishing in a lot of countries, in Italy too. El Olioso, Boogie El Olioso, but always in Latin language, because Fontana Rosa write, he's a novelist too, and he the humor of the character have a special point with the language, with the ironic way to speak and the double meaning of each sentence, and I try not to lose this idea. It's very difficult to translate. When I read the English translator, I suppose in Croatian language I saw and I try to imagine what they are saying, and in some texts are better than in English. Yes, because in English there are some juego de palabras, word play that you can not understand. Yes, you can do it. Verborragia and hemorrhagia. You are verborragia is speaking a lot, and hemorrhagia is blinding. And how do you explain that in English? There are a lot of this kind of playing with words, and it's impossible to translate.
Well, I think that our translators, they got the Spanish dialogue list, if I'm not wrong, but we should check, because if you let's go to the story, because it's, as you understand, it's a parody of a genre.
It began like a show. A friend of Fontana Rosa is another cartoonist from Argentina, Chris is the name. Fontana Rosa drew a historieta, a cartoon, a comic. To him, only like a show where he parodied Dirty Harry. Boogie el Aceitoso is Harry el Sucio. The oily Boogie is because he patina all the things
go away from him.
Yes, nothing. Because he's an amoral person, he can have any sentimientos, feelings about nothing. This person, Chris, go with this one to this magazine, and movie begins.
Actually,
I prepared some short notes, so I hope you won't take it as if I just use them while I do my presentation. Dubravko Mataković. Good. And this is my friend Alan Savage. And actually this was originally supposed to be done by our director and screenwriter and also producer. Actually, we will try to convey our own impression of the story. Since we're not screenwriters, we're not directors, we are, myself and my friend Alan are part of the, can I please sit down? Minimize the super high fidelity and super high definition look of the film. So we're trying to make it more cartoon-like. As in the eyes of young people who are just trying to stay on their feet and stay alive during that time. Well, black humor or dark humor, call it what you want. But we're trying to limit ourselves to portraying the decisions and inner turmoil of the characters through the lighter side.
Justina, who is one producer of Snimke Studios in Poland. Art in the Wall is a stop-motion film. We decided to, in fact, recreate part of Chopin's life with a new vision. So Art in the Wall, in fact, is Frédéric Chopin, friendship, love, passion for his muse. But we revised it and we created a two-dimensional world where they meet, they cross, and so on. Okay, well, we now come to the coffee break.
Painting their own versions of those Indian type movies.
Well, but actually I guess everybody already knows it now, because the film is won the Grand Prix in Annecy last year, and then this tragical story, actually a sad story about copyrights kind of came out, because more than the Indian paintings, actually she made a mistake in a way with Annette Hanshaw, is it?
Yes, well, I was telling her from the time we heard that she wanted to use this music that it would be virtually impossible to get the music rights. The reproductive rights, the record is out of copyright because it was done in 1929 and Annette Hanshaw did not, or her estate didn't follow up and renew the copyright. But of course, the famous composer, you know, Pärn or all the famous composers, their estates and their legal people kept the copyright issue going. So we said, well, ask for your rights before you release the film at least, because if you do it early and don't have any distribution, then the payment can be lower. But once you won the Grand Prix at Annecy, of course, it becomes a commercial potential when they see that market, and that's all that the lawyers see is the potential of dollars. And so, okay, it goes from perhaps $100,000 up to $200,000 for the use of all of the songs, which would have been almost her entire budget for the whole film.
And actually those persons that are only interested in the dollar, like you're saying, they don't care that actually the film is dedicated to an F1 show at the end of the credits.
No, and her idea about art and society is that the idea should be free for society to use. If you get an idea, for instance, you can equate it to the use of language. Language could be like Gaelic or something, and a really protected language. Oh, it's our exclusive copyright, nobody else can use it. Well, then not many people are going to end up speaking Gaelic, but for some language like English, which is very cheap to use because everybody can use it for free, then everybody will use English, and English is worth more because it's free. And if it's copyrighted or protected like some small language, this is just an analogy, of course, because that's not the way languages work. But she has a website, nitabailey.com, that she goes into it, where she says, now if I copyright the letter F, people are going to think of ways to get around using the F because they don't want to have to pay the 9 cents each time they use an F, so they'll just use the PH, which is still free. Anyway, so her idea of the idea as being free, and the merchandising comes from the packaging. The DVD itself can cost money. The artwork on the DVD can cost money. The T-shirt can cost money, but the film is free.
Animation film studios in the world actually work. Mr. Julien will speak in French. So, how many of you understand French? Alors, so we will do
pédagogique pour eux, puisque il y a un niveau de lecture aussi pour les enfants, mais ce n'est pas strictement un film pour les cinémas.
I'm a director, and that's why I always say to my team that they have to make short films and personal things, because if you are only limited by the market, they don't improve nothing. They can learn and grow up in his style, in their style. I want to be something more artistic and more personal. I told him when in Boogie, in the screenplay don't exist the flashbacks, and I put it because I want to play a little with the situation of the movie is on the 70s, and I want to try, for example, the flashback when he's dreaming and he is like Yellow Submarine, and this is all traditional animation. And there are another one is more motion graphic animation. I try to play a bit in these places because the titles are at the beginning. Because the cutout animation are very strong. You can change so much to this, and I try almost at least a little spots of another kind of sense of aesthetic and style of animation in my movie. Animafest vremena.
Ljubitelji filma i animacije, draga publiko, 19. svjetski festival animiranog filma Animafest Zagreb ulazi u samu završnicu nakon 5 bogatih i dinamičnih festivalskih dana. Večeras ćemo dodijeliti nagrade najboljim filmovima i projektima za koje se nadamo da ćemo ih vidjeti na nekom od sljedećih izdanja, no to nikako ne znači da je festival gotov jer nas sutra očekuje još jedan pravi festivalski dan s više od 90 projekcija u 2 kinodvorane i naravno projekcije nagrađenih filmova. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear guests and authors, dear film and animation devotees, the 19th World Festival of Animated Film, Animafest Zagreb, is reaching its end after 5 rich and dynamic festival days. Tonight we will present the awards to the best films and projects. We hope to see them at some of our future editions, but this does not mean that the festival is over, and tomorrow we have another busy festival day ahead of us with more than 10 screenings and of course the screenings of the award-winning films. No prije svega iznimna mi je čast predstaviti posebnog gosta ovogodišnjeg festivala, dobitnika Grand Prix za film Azurija Smar, Animafesta 2007, velikana i zapravo već klasika svjetske animacije. Before that, it is an extreme honor and pleasure to welcome the main guest of this year's festival, the winner of the 2007 Grand Prix for his film Azurija Smar, the film master and the classic of world animation, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michel Osmond.
Zagreb is the story of my life. I started there. My first film, my first festival, and my first prize was there a long time ago. And it's a very good recollection. And now it's the second time I have a prize, and as a Grand Prix, it's even better. I'm very happy to have it here.
Jedan od njihovih kratkih filmova, 3 izumitelja, inače dobitnika Grand Prix iz 1980. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Oslo, for your kind patience. Nagrada ovogodišnjeg hvala Animafesta proglasit ćemo dobitnika nagrade ASIFA Hrvatska za najbolji animirani film Animafesta 2009. Before we go on to the official Animafest awards, we will announce the winner of this year's ASIFA award. Therefore, I would like to ask our jury, Margit Antauer, Sandra Malenica, and Matija Pisačić to join me on stage and announce the winner. Dakle, molim.
Uspio objediniti visoko kvalitetnu animaciju, funkcionalnu likovnost i maestralno ispričanu priču koja nikoga ne ostavlja ravnodušnim. To je Valcer s Baširom, režisera Arija Folmana.
Velikog natjecanja, da proglase dobitnika programu velikog natjecanja. We are nearing the end of our evening. I would like to invite the Grand Competition jury, Gia Duan, Lotta Getenblad, and Dubravko Mataković to present the winners in the Grand Competition program.
Good evening, everybody. So now is the moment of giving the result of this afternoon's discussion. First of all, we would like to say that, of course, we would like to give a prize to every participant in the competition, because we know how much effort to put into a feature and how much time we have to put into it. But we will start with the special mentions. And And the first special mention we would like to give a prize to. This is the explanation. This exciting adventure for everyone gives one great hope for the future, but also provides an insight into ancient history. The style is beautiful and full of fantasy in perfect harmony with the source of story. Special mention for the feature film.
Posebno priznanje u okviru velikog natjecanja Animafest Zagreb dobio film Tajna Kelsa.
Thank you very much. I am very honored because Zagreb is such an important festival. Tell to the jury that it looked really well tonight. Big thanks to the entire organization of the festival. Good luck, Dominic.
Then we have another special mention, and the explanation is, this is a very touching story. It deals with problematic issues in a clear and humoristic way, using a technique just as simple and down to earth as the story requires.
Posebno priznanje u okviru velikog natjecanja Animafest Zagreb dobio film Mary i Max.
Pitanjima na razumiju feminističan način, koristeći tehniku koja je upravo toliko jednostavna i prizemljena koliko to priča zahtjeva, dakle posebno priznanje. I sad je zadovoljan.
Then we do have a third special mention. The film we will give this to is visually and artistically very powerful, and it uses strong symbolic images in an intriguing and unexpected way. It shows us all the magic animation can do.
Posebno priznanje u okviru velikog natjecanja Animafest Zagreb dobio film Život bez Gabriele Feri.
Ovaj film vizualno umjetnički vrlo strašan, koji se kaže simbol na interaktivno osjetljivan način, također nam pokazuje što se sa animacijom može dešavati, posebno priznanje u okviru velikog natjecanja. Filmu Život bez Gabriele Feri, njihovi autori, Pritt i Olga Pärn, su večeras s nama, molim vas da ih toplo pozdravite.
Opet imaju samo jedan autor.
Hvala. Thank you.
And we want to give this award to the film which we think is of undeniable importance. It deals with an extremely painful subject, using animation as the only possible medium to do so. The visual style is strong and powerful, suiting both realistic and psychological elements.
A Grand Prix Animafesta 2009. zasluženo je dobio valcer Bašira.
Koji se bavi iznimno boljim temom, koristeći animaciju kao jedan moguće metodologiju s istraživanjem. Vizualni stil je jako snažan, prikladan za realistične kao i psihološke elemente. A sada bih zamolila gospodina Marija Ljubića iz Continental Film i zaključiti Krešimir Zimonić,
A ne znam koliko dobro, nemam pojma. Da, disko lista, ne znam koliko traje. 70 minuta, nemam pojma. Budem pogledao.
Pa ne moramo sjediti tu u prvom redu, pa to umrem.
Nećemo dugo govoriti, igra se na važna utakmica, pa unimo, a oni koji su dobili nagradu će malo prostoriti.
To nema šanse da to se...
učiti prije nego što se rastanemo. Publika koja je došla kupila kartu zapravo možda ih ne zanima od ceremonije i nekakve govorancije, nego žele vidjeti ovaj film listama. Za kraj sam zahvalio svim producentima, animatorima, umjetnicima koji su napravili ove filmove, koji su i poslali ih na naš festival da se mogli uživati u njima se skupa, zahvaliti publike koja se u do sad najvećem broju odazvala na neko nezračno izdanje Animafesta.
Zahvalio bih posebno autorima koji su došli u Zagrebu i veličali ovu manifestaciju. To je posebna moja privatna osobna zahvala svim ovim brojnim, mladim, pametnim i lijepim curama koje su nam omogućile ovaj festival.
My personal thanks goes to these numerous beautiful, young, intelligent and capable girls who made this festival happen. Hvala našem Zimi, dakle ovu večer začinit ćemo jednim od najoptimističnijih filmova festivala, film po imenu Sunshine Berry and the Disco Worms. Berry je kišna glista koja živi na dnu hranidbenog lanca.